So just what's going to be covered in this session will be a quick review of how to register as an organization, the partner portal functions. So I'll be showing you an overview of the partner portal and different features in the partner portal. But most importantly, we'll be focusing on the different volunteer opportunity types, how you can create a volunteer opportunity, and process for posting those. We're the trainers, so I'm Danny Alvarado, as I mentioned. I'm the Digital Engagement Coordinator here at NYC Service. And along with me here is Steph. Steph.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here. Thank you for taking the time.
Cool. So this is the website. If you have not been on it yet, it's nyc.gov/service or nycservice.org. As the organization, you will primarily live under the Organizations tab. And there you can register your organization if you are not already. If you are registered, I encourage you to log in and follow along. You can also see funding opportunities available, our resource library, including the Neighborhood Engagement Toolkit. If you're interested in hosting AmeriCorps members, we have closed our application cycle for this coming year. But later on in the year, you can check out this page if you're interested in hosting an AmeriCorps member. We have 4 AmeriCorps programs. If you're interested in the Youth Leadership Council, you can find more information here. And if you have questions on the website or the partner portal, you can likely find answers to it here in the organization website resources and FAQ. If you don't, feel free to contact our office. Cool. So now we're going to go do a quick run through of the registration process. So you'll click register organization if you're not registered already. Here you're going to enter some required information, including your organization name, mission statement, federal EIN number if you are a nonprofit. If you are a government agency, you don't need to submit an EIN. You can just enter 9 zeros. You can include a logo if you want to. I included the flag of New York City, the address, office phone number, and then your name, title, and email. If you want to include another contact to manage your organization in the partner portal, you can include that here. But that's optional. Once you've filled the required fields, you'll click next here at the bottom. And here you will select what kind of organization you are, city government, CBO, nonprofit, your primary impact area. You can select multiple. Population served, again, you can select multiple, whichever aligns with your organization and its mission. And optional, you can include the website and social media handles in the event that you want potential volunteers to follow you on social, or we can follow you on social, things like that. So volunteers can understand a little bit more about your organization. Here at the bottom, if you want to join our Spread Love campaign, which I think you should, you just check that box and you'll click next. If you want to learn more about Spread Love, you can go to nyc.gov/spreadlove. Once you click next, you'll be taken to the terms of use, which you will read over, and then you'll just click the box saying that you agree to our terms of use, and then click agree and submit. Once you click agree and submit, you will receive an email from NYC Service to create your password once it's been reviewed and approved. So in between 1 and 3 business days, a staff member here at NYC Service will review the registration. And then if you're approved, then you should receive an email from NYC Service. You can create your password, great, and then you can log in and go to the partner portal and create opportunities. So once you log in, once your account has been approved, you'll log in, and this is the partner portal. Welcome to the partner portal. We're happy you're here. From here, you can also join the Spread Love campaign if you have not already. Again, just click here, super simple, join the campaign. There's some other tools here, such as if you need social media amplification, you can request it here where it says submit. If you want to share a volunteer story or service story, you can also click here. We'll get that, we'll review it, and we'll share it out on our social networks. We'll share out any volunteer opportunities that you need help with amplification if they're on our website. Also, here's the terms of use if you need to review it here at the bottom. And then on the left is where you can see all of the different kinds of tools. So there's volunteer opportunities, which we're going to review today. Once you click here, you can see a list of opportunities, and you can also filter using posting status, schedule type, registration type, etc. You can also see report attendance. So here's where you will mark volunteers as attended. You can modify their hours or the dates that they showed up. More on this on the managing volunteers session next Thursday. You can see context as well. Context, you can see it says visible due to connections. So connections happen, and we'll go over this in a little bit. Connections are made once a volunteer either signs up for one of your opportunities or expresses interest, and then they'll populate here. So you can see their contact information, you can get in contact with them. Again, more on this on next Thursday session, managing volunteers. You can see locations as well. You can create a location for your opportunities, and you can see your organization if you need to edit any information, or if you want to add an organization contact, you can do so here so that they can also manage your organization in the partner portal. Again, more on all of these on Thursday session, next Thursday, managing volunteers. Cool. Now we'll move on to volunteer opportunities and the various kinds that you can create. So first, let's review some definitions. We have occurrence. So in the partner portal, we use the term occurrence, and occurrence just means a shift for a volunteer opportunity. So for example, if you have a park cleanup on Monday from 1 to 2 p.m., and you're looking for volunteers between that time just for that one shift, that will be an occurrence. And if you have another volunteer opportunity that same Monday, but for a different set of volunteers from 2 to 3, those are their own occurrence. Or if you have Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. and they reoccur every Monday, each one of those is their own separate occurrence, their own separate shift. So occurrence just means shift. The next definition is connections, which we just kind of went over. A connection is established in your partner portal when a volunteer either signs up or expresses interest for one of your opportunities. Even if they remove themselves later, they'll still be a contact. But it'll show as a connection. So when you go to your volunteer opportunity, you can scroll to the bottom and connections, and you'll be able to see the names of those who have either signed up or expressed interest. And we can see that later in the partner portal. So for example, if John Smith expresses interest for park cleanup, John Smith will show up as a connection for that volunteer opportunity. Cool, all right. There are 4 different types of volunteer opportunities that you can create. And you can choose based off of which ones best serve you and your organization. And they both have their what they're best used for. So the first one we're going to look at, which we recommend as the default. If you don't know which one to choose this one. Or if you're using just our platform just to market your opportunities and you manage them somewhere else, or if you're referring them to your own website or another website, use this type of opportunity. And that is individually scheduled, express interest only. So this should be your default. If you go into the partner portal, you don't know which one to create, choose this one, individually scheduled, express interest only. This is pretty much, if you are on the old website, it's almost similar to how our old website functioned. So if you also prefer that method, go with this type. This is best used for if you don't have a location or if you don't want to enter a location. It's also best used for screening volunteers, or if you just want to email back and forth with a volunteer who expresses interest. This opportunity is best for those purposes. Actions required. When a volunteer does express interest, you should get an email notification and you can follow up with that volunteer. So it's awaiting organization confirmation. At the organization, you can confirm or decline the volunteer directly through the partner portal, and you can also schedule offline. So again, just emailing back and forth with the volunteer to schedule it that way, or direct them to another website that you use. With this type of volunteer opportunity, you cannot cancel it, but you can adjust the end date. So let's say maybe you wanted it canceled. I would suggest just moving it as closely to the start date as possible, or to today's date. So that way it won't show up on your profile for long. So now I will show you an example of how to create individually scheduled express interest only. Here we go. So in the partner portal, you're going to go to volunteer opportunities on the left pane, and you'll click the box that says create volunteer opportunities on the top right. Once you do that, it will bring you to this page. So you're going to give your opportunity a name. In this case, I gave it volunteer soccer coach assistant. For schedule type, select individually scheduled. For registration type, you'll check off express interest only. Then you're going to give a description, be as descriptive as possible so volunteers know what to expect. And it's also just good for marketing. So um, if you're not as detailed, maybe they won't know what to expect. Maybe it'll lose their interest. So be as descriptive as possible. You can see I also included an alternative website. So if you're just using our platform to market, you can enter your alternative website right there to direct them to go apply elsewhere. From here, you have to select the opportunity coordinator. So I've just chosen myself here. But if you have another contact in your organization who manages the partner portal, you can select that here. So maybe if I don't want to be responsible for this opportunity, or if this is someone else's project, let's say Jordan Williams, then I can select Jordan to lead this volunteer project. I'm going to go back and just select myself. You can see the location does not have an asterisk, so it's not required. But this place does have a location. So if you have locations here that match to where your opportunity will be at, you can choose it here. Or if you're new to the partner portal, to the website, and you don't have any locations, you'll just click add a location. And you can do that in the next step once you click next. So we're going to go with that. You select a primary impact area. So in this case, I'm going to select youth. You can only choose one. Then you select population served. You have to select at least one. So in this case, I chose families, homeless, immigrants, low-income communities, whatever most closely aligns with your volunteer opportunity. You'll select at least one age group served. In this case, it's children and youth, so those under 18. And then the minimum age of the volunteer that you're looking for. So I chose 23, and that's the minimum. So even over here on the right, minimum age with adult, I'm still going to select 23. This is not suitable for groups because I'm just looking for that one coach assistant. So I'm not going to check off these boxes. For project link, you can just use your best judgment, your best estimate. This is more of a long-term opportunity. So I'm going to select 3 or more hours. Cool. Once I'm satisfied here, I'll click next, and that'll take me to a page to create my location. Oh, I already have one here. So Central Park, but let's change this though. So instead, this is going to be at Riverbank State Park. And I'll include the address here. It's in New York. Zip code, and then you can also include special directions. So maybe if you're not actually meeting at the building that you've put as a street address, you can say you're going to meet at the carousel on the north side of the park. What can they expect? Do they need an ID? Whatever it might be. Do you recommend a specific train line or a bus route? So you can see I included all that information here under special directions. If it's a virtual opportunity, you can also select that under location type. You'll select the virtual. And then under special directions, I suggest you include the Zoom link, Teams link, or whatever it might be. But for this case, I'm going to continue to select address. Once we're satisfied here, we'll click next. And then you'll just select a date range that you're looking for the volunteer. So we have the start, I don't know when soccer season is, but I'm just going to assume it starts in August and it ends after 2 months. So that's September 30th. So once we have that, you'll click create. Cool. And then it'll take you to this sort of success page. You can see all the details of the volunteer opportunity, including the name, schedule type, registration type, the location. And then when you scroll here to the bottom, once volunteers start signing up or expressing interest, they'll appear under here, under connections. And then if you want to see how the opportunity would look on the public site after it's approved, you'll just click here at the top, view volunteer opportunity on public site. And so this is how it would look once it's approved. So you can see all the information. They can click your organization name. They can see who it serves, requirements. And these are important to include the issue area, population served, requirements. So that way, when volunteers are on our website looking for opportunities, they can filter for these things. So it helps them find your opportunity better. So please be sure to select the appropriate population served and issue area. The volunteer can express interest here. They can express interest with the team. So if your opportunity was suitable for groups, they could sign up with the team, or they can also email you directly. Cool. And then if you need to make edits, you can click this edit button. You can make edits to certain things, such as the name. If you left out something in the description, you can include that here. If I can no longer be a coordinator for this opportunity, and I select someone else on the team, let's say Jordan Williams, I can select Jordan here. If I want to add additional population served, I can include that. If I want to say this only serves children and youth and adults, I can choose that, and the minimum age. Maybe if I want to raise it to 25, then I can do that. And then I'll click save. Awesome. Bear in mind that the only thing that you can definitely not change for all types of opportunities are the schedule type and the registration type. So once that's been selected for your opportunity, that cannot change. You'll have to start from scratch again. So that's individually scheduled express interest only. Again, that should be the default. If you go in, you don't know what to choose, just select individually scheduled express interest. The next one we're going to look at is probably our second most popular. That's date and time specific sign up. So this is best used for if there's no screening required, you don't need to do any background checks, you're okay with anyone who's interested just signing up automatically, and you expect them to show up at that date and at that time. So volunteers are automatically confirmed. There's no action required from the volunteer or from you. All that needs to happen is they need to show up and then get the job done, and then you can report attendance for the volunteer. This type of opportunity you can cancel. So once you cancel, it's unpublished from the website and volunteers are notified. So let's look at an example of how to create a date and time specific sign up opportunity. So going back to Department Portal, you would go to volunteer opportunities on the left pane and click create volunteer opportunity. It'll take you here. I already have one pre-populated. I named it park cleanup. So I selected date and time specific as the schedule type and sign up as the registration type. You can see here I included a pretty descriptive description. What will they be doing? How this supports the park, how it supports the community, expectations that the volunteer should expect, what to bring, bottle of water, do they need to bring their own gloves, will gloves be provided, what to wear, what happens in case there's rain or a thunderstorm, will it be canceled, will you follow up, will you send an email? You can say I included all of that. I was very descriptive in the description. Next, you're going to select the opportunity coordinator. So maybe this time it's going to be Jordan. It's not going to be me. You can add a location. I've already shown you how to add a location, how to create one. So I'm just going to select one here. Let's say it's going to be at Fort Greene Park. So I'll select that one. You select the primary impact area. So I've chosen environmental care, population served. You will check off whichever most closely aligns with the population that you are serving with this opportunity. Same thing with age group served. Everyone loves parks. Anyone can go to park to enjoy. So I select all ages. And then the minimum age to volunteer, I chose 18. But if you come with an adult, if you are under 13 years old, um, then we're okay with you volunteering if you're 10 years old, as long as you come with some kind of like guardian. So I selected that there, or I entered that there. Maximum attendance, I put 50. So after 50, that would be the cutoff. Volunteers can no longer sign up for that. They can, however, be added to a wait list. So after 50 volunteers, that's the max we really need to clean up for Green Park. So that's what I entered for maximum attendance. We do ask to not enter any outrageous number that you really don't need, such as 2,000. You really probably don't need 2,000 to clean up for Green Park. You can check off here if it's suitable for groups. So for example, maybe school groups, a school club, university club, churches, whatever it might be, religious groups, or even corporate groups. You can check that off here. And again, all this helps so that when volunteers are searching on our website, they can filter for opportunities that are good for groups. And then they can come across your volunteer opportunity and sign up. The estimated project length, will it be 1 or 2 hours? That's what we call a short-term opportunity, or 3 or more hours. Use your best judgment. In this case, I'm going to say 1 to 2 hours because it won't take that long. It'll be 2 hours maximum to clean Fort Green Park. Again, once you're satisfied here, you'll click next. And you can choose whether or not this occurs on the regular schedule or if it's one time. So if it's a regular schedule, you'll be able to select if it happens every day, maybe every week on a Monday, or if it happens monthly. So you can choose that here. In our case, we'll just say it's a one-time thing. So I'm going to select no because it happens one time. It doesn't happen on the regular schedule. And then from here, you can select the date. So maybe this would be August 5th on a Saturday. And we said it was a short term, 1 to 2 hours. So I'm going to do 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Cool. And then I'll click create. And that gets sent over to us here at NYC Service. We'll review, we'll approve it. And then here is a summary of your volunteer opportunity. So again, any connections, if anyone signs up, they'll be automatically confirmed. They'll show up here under connections. You can see there's just one occurrence, one shift, because you said it was not a regular schedule. So there's just that one time, August 5th from 9 to 11. If you decided to add more, all those shifts will show up here. So if you said if it was every Saturday, then all those Saturdays will show up here under occurrence as their own shift. You can make some edits. You just click edits here, and you'll be able to edit anything that you need here. In this case, I'm satisfied, so I'll click cancel. And then again, you can also see how it would look on the public site by clicking view volunteer opportunity on public site. So the volunteer, this is what they would see. If they click sign up, they can also sign up with the team again, because you said it was good for groups. And then once it's signed up, they're pretty much automatically confirmed. If you do want to remove someone, we do go over that in next week's session on Thursday, managing volunteers. Cool. The next type of opportunity that you can create is date and time specific express interest. Now, this is pretty much identical to date and time specific sign up. The only difference is that instead of signing up and being automatically entered for the opportunity, you as the organization will either need to confirm or deny that volunteer in the partner portal. But otherwise, creating the opportunity is the exact same. So date and time specific express interest is best used for if a date and time is not flexible. So that is the opportunity again happens at a particular date at a particular time. And it's also best used for screening volunteers. So let's say, for example, you have an opportunity for tutoring youth that might require background checks or additional screening, then this would be best used for that. And if it happens, let's say every Monday after school, It's date and time specific every Monday after school, but you need to do screening. So volunteers can't sign up automatically. They have to express interest. Again, it awaits confirmation from the organization, from you. You must either confirm or decline to volunteer, and you can also schedule offline. You can cancel this opportunity. A volunteer gets notified if it's canceled. You can also add additional occurrences. That's also true for signing up. So for date and time specific opportunities, if let's say your shift ended, you have no more upcoming shifts, you can add an additional occurrence to essentially extend that opportunity. So I'll show you an example of that. So here we have back to school cleanup. You can see it's not published. There are no upcoming active occurrences because it's at a date. But I can essentially revive it if I want to. I'll just click it, back to school cleanup. You can see it's date and time specific. So I can add additional occurrences. I'll scroll to the bottom where it says occurrences and click add new occurrence. And then from here, you can pretty much see you can add just one date or make it reoccurring. So for date and time specific, you can add additional occurrences, whether it's active or whether it's not active. The next and last one we'll talk about is individually scheduled express interest with schedule. So with this kind of opportunity, it's best used for volunteers. They can share their availability with you, the organization. It's best used for quick scheduling, minimal back and forth between you and the volunteer, and any additional processing. So screening, background checks. Volunteer will share their schedule with you on our website. So there's no need to email back and forth. You'll just, when you're creating the opportunity, you'll be able to select a date range and a time range when you're creating this type of opportunity. And the volunteer will be able to enter between that date and that time when they're available and send it to you. It awaits confirmation from you. So they'll expect to hear back whether or not they've been confirmed, declined, or go through additional screening or background checks. This type of opportunity you cannot cancel, just like the individually scheduled above. The only thing you can do is adjust the end date and end time, so that way it's as close as possible to the start date or start time. Ignore this part. You cannot add an additional occurrence. That was my mistake. You can only add additional occurrences for date and time specific. Again, if you're ever confused, by default, the best option for you is individually scheduled, express interest only. That's the very first one. Go with that one. If you log in and you're not sure what to do, individually scheduled, express interest only. And again, I include a note here at the bottom. Once an opportunity has been created, the schedule and registration type cannot change. So if you accidentally create an opportunity, date and time specific, and you created it, you meant to create individually scheduled, you'll have to go back in and create another opportunity from scratch. For the second time, I won't go over this last one, but it's almost similar to the first one, the default one, individually scheduled express interest only. Cool. Once you create a volunteer opportunity on our website, it will be sent over to us, NYC Service. We'll review it between 1 and 3 business days and either approve it or get back to you about any edits that need to be made to your opportunity. Once you have been on the website for 30 days or more and have had 10 consecutive approved volunteer opportunities, you will be entered automatically for auto approval for your opportunities. So once you meet this criteria, once you create an opportunity, it'll automatically publish on our website.